Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Pause with Elizabeth Eleanor, and it's the August supermoon, full moon tonight. So it's actually the Aquarius moon, which is really interesting because all about water. Went for a walk this morning and was over the ocean and watching the full moon in one area and then watching the sunrise in the other, which was absolutely beautiful. And this morning, just as the beautiful Aquarian full moon is happening, the water bearer, we had some plumbing burst, and so now we've got water, luckily inside the wall, not anywhere else, but still going to be hard for the plumbers to get to. Isn't it funny how these things happen? So, would love for you to say hi in the chat. Tell me all the things. How's your day going? I'm going to find me on here so that we can have a discussion about the fact. Hey, Nicolette, lovely to see you here. We're going to have a talk about the present moment, right? Because the present moment is where all the magic happens. This is where our point of power is. Because if you're in the past and you're in the future, then you're never present to the now moment. And then is never any energy put into the present moment, and this is where you create from, right? All the magic happens in this now moment, because actually there is no past. It's all now just a memory, and there is no future because it's a speculation, right? There's a lot of potential in the future, but there is no future at the moment because we are in this now moment. And so we are going to do a meditation today around the present to really support, as an awakened magical woman, the moment of truth is really here. So what is it that your truth is in this now moment? Because our life is just one continuous, hey Christy, our life is one continuous now moment. So, first of all, what are you doing right now in this now moment? Now, how are you feeling? I know that you're watching this. We're here. We're having the discussion. Hey, Marianne, what is it that you're experiencing? Let's just take a moment to feel the now moment. And how are you feeling? Just take a moment to feel it. What's going on for you? How are you feeling? How did you start your morning this morning? Now, did you notice something? I just went, how did you start your moment this morning? So your mind would have just jumped into the past, because this morning when you woke up was the past. It's now not relevant. Because if you started however you started, right, you could have started off on the wrong side of the bed, as people say. You could have started off and, slept through your alarm. You could have woken up after a bad dream. You could have done all of those things. Or you could have woken up very refreshed because you slept well. You could have, had a great dream. You could have woken up and decided that you were going to start choosing your reality straight away. All of those things. Hey, Yasmin. So, however you started this morning, multitasking at work. We're so good at that, aren't we? So, those things, those moments, however you started this morning, is sort of irrelevant. I know that the past is how you're experiencing your now moment. However, we are powerful, magical beings, and we have the ability and the opportunity to change and shift how we're feeling right now. We can make a difference in our world just from this now moment. And I'm going to make a difference in my world and turn that little heater thing off because it was getting too hot in here. So, how you feel right now will govern your future, which is not here yet, but it'll govern your future, right? And so your present has a lot of power in it. We can get caught up in all of the things that have been in our past because we are naturally conditioned for our body to start looking for all the things that aren't working for us, right? It's actually just the way the body is designed. And you know, we've constantly got cancer cells growing in our body, so the body is always looking for what's going wrong, what can I do to fix it, how to, you know, and depending on how healthy you are, your immune system, all of those things, then your body can counteract those things and you stay healthy and you don't know what's going on in your body because your body's got it all covered, right? However, it does the same with emotions and feelings. And so we can get stuck in a loop, right? Because our unconscious still wants to bring up over and over again all the things that it actually learnt from past experiences with this limited data bank, this limited information. And if we're stuck in the same pattern of behavior, right, we're doing the same thing over and over again. And I want to talk a little bit about this because structure is really good. To be a magician, to be a priestess, to be a magical woman, structure is very important. In fact, everything we do has a structure to it. Even if you're unstructured, that's your structure, right? Now, what is a structure? This is a structure. This glass is holding water, and so that water is contained in this glass, right? Now, I'm part of this structure. My hand is holding this. If somehow I decided to tip that water out, it would create a new structure. There wouldn't be the water being contained in here, right? The same with a structure. You can get caught up in different behaviors within your energy field where you get caught up in patterns of behavior, right? Now, those patterns of behavior can be beneficial to you, right? If you find that you have a really good pattern, like you wake up and you're jumping out of bed because you hydrated yourself before you went to sleep and you turned off all of your, you unplugged from all of the social media and all the gadgets and all, the Wi-Fi and all the tech. You unplugged for an hour before you went to bed. You spent some time in your own energy. You might have read, you might have, hung out with your crystals, whatever it might be. You had some time to yourself. That sets you up for a beautiful sleep, right? You might have a beautiful sleep routine, maybe some herbal tea beforehand, maybe some essential oils to calm the nervous system, maybe, as I said, some sort of gentle reading that's not aggressive. Whatever it might be, you might even meditate before you go to bed. You might do some reflecting on, or scripting. However you set up your night before is how you have your morning routine, right? And so those things make a big difference to your now moment. And so when you're in a structure where you've got good patterns of behavior, then they're benefiting you and they're supporting you and working for you. However, if you've got things that are structures that are less than desirable, let's put it that way. Have you got a less than desirable pattern of behavior? We were talking about this, and I'm going to say hi to Lorinda because we were talking about this morning, right, on our Conscious Creator call. this whole thing about being consistent with our patterns of behavior. And so being aware of what works for you and what is not working for you, and not beating yourself up for the things that aren't working, because the things that aren't working, you have in this now moment the opportunity to change that, right? Excuse me. So you can change the way you respond to things in your now moment and your present and be powerful in it. Hey, Irene. Or you can beat yourself up and go, how come I'm doing that? And then berate and then end up in this cycle of unworthiness, not good enough, all of those things, right? We have the power in this moment to make changes, incremental little changes, right? Now, we've got an event, our monthly mixer. This month's monthly mixer is Follow the White Rabbit, and it's on Wednesday night. And that is what one of the things that we're going to be talking about is this step-by-step little incremental moments that we can make changes in our reality and just slowly move the needle so that it's creating little waves, little ripples that become waves in our reality. Because, and this is what personal development's all about, right? Because when we are in that space of connecting with what's working, we're saying yes to our environment. Excuse me. And when we're doing things that aren't working, rather than pick ourselves up and carry on and, you know, I'm not good enough and go through that you know, negative energy, why not flip it and go, how can I make this work for me? What can I do right now to change my frequency, to change the way I'm speaking to myself, the way I'm feeling? What can I do, right? Because you can always do something in this present moment. If you're not feeling, you feeling a little bit down, what can you do? Maybe you can get up and dance, put some music on, right? Maybe you need to change your environment. I know when I'm working, what works for me, and it's taken me a little while, it took me a little while to work this out. When I'm working on my business and I'm like in the zone, I can get really caught up, and then it takes a lot of energy and it's draining. But what I've worked out is if I do like 20 minutes or half an hour of intense work, and then I go out of my office, out of the room, go downstairs, hang out, go out on the balcony, on the veranda thing, and look up at the sun and be out in nature, hang out with my plants, whatever it might be, and stop and ground away from my computer. That works for me because then there's this clear, fresh energy when I come back. So we are in control of whatever comes up for us. We have the ability to make a different decision, a new decision. We can change our mind, right? So what is it that you're wanting to change? Do a different action. Do something that's making a different choice, right? Or sticking with the choice that you know is working for you. Actually, in the chat, what's a choice that's working for you that you know fills you up? Is a habit that you've created that you know is an affirmative in this now moment that you're doing and that you're taking action on a regular basis. Because the more we focus on what we're doing that's working for us, the more we're filling our mind up with the positive energy, And there's not enough room for the things that berate us, that shift us, that move us into the lower vibration. What is it that's working for you? And focus on that more than focusing on the things that aren't working. And the things that aren't working, give yourself an opportunity to actually look at them and just go, okay, why isn't it working? What needs to be shifted in it? And what can I do better for myself? What can I do that's going to make this work for me? I used to go downstairs and do stuff, right? Fold the clothes or put the dishes away or whatever it might be. And I used to think I'm wasting time and I'm distracting myself because I'm not working during working hours. And then I realized that that was me beating myself up. And so I changed that to go, okay, if I now am more aware of the time, I can go, okay, I've just worked for this amount of time and I can feel that my energy right now needs a break. And so when I do those things now, I'm like, I'm giving myself a break so that I can come back fresh. I've changed the narrative in my head of why I'm doing that thing. So I'm focusing on what's working for me instead of what isn't working for me. Now, one of the things about that is it's a lot easier for me now because I have done, my mind is a lot quieter than it used to be. If you've got a noisy mind, if your mind is full of all the shoulds and haven't and can't and all of those things, then this makes it a little bit harder for you, right? Because your mind is so noisy that it's hard to hear that little inner whisper from your higher self, from your, what I call the superconscious, from that part of you that's got a deeper, higher guidance and wisdom. It's a little bit more challenging because the other voice, the inner critic, the mind chatter is a lot louder. And so you've got to work extra hard, right? Now, because I've been doing recoding, because I've cleared a lot of generational stuff out of my field, the stuff that was from my ancestors, pulled those threads and cleared those threads away. I don't have that mind chatter anymore. I mean, I still have it, right? But it's definitely down very low compared to what it used to be. And so if you're still in that place where you've got a lot of mind chatter, then I would definitely suggest being more present to the now moment and meditating, spending time working on clearing that stuff that's in your head. That can be done through mindset work. It takes a long time that way, but it can be done. Seek out a practitioner, someone like me that does, something like recoding that can neutralize it from the very, the very source that it came from, right? Because you're clearing the charge out of your neural pathways. You can shift those things out of your reality and it quietens your mind so the mind doesn't have as much going on. And that's when you can hear the other voice a lot louder, right? Or the inner knowing. Mine's more an inner knowing than it is a voice. So that's the sort of stuff that we'll be doing on Follow the White Rabbit. So if you haven't booked already, I know that we've got about 28 women that are joining us on Wednesday night. If you haven't jumped into that, then just put a white rabbit in the comments or put white rabbit if you want. If you can't find it in the emojis, then it's under the, animal one. then we can send you the link. If you've got time right now and you're not driving, would you be interested in doing a meditation? Let's do a meditation. Because the now moment, it makes a difference when you are present to your body and what's happening for you in this present moment. So, and that happens through the breath and bringing your awareness into this now space. So let's just gently close our eyes. A beautiful way to receive is to place your palms up so that you're receiving the energy. And let's just take some nice, beautiful, deep breaths in. So breathing in through your nose. And just breathing out through your mouth. And just notice how even being consciously aware of breathing can change your state. So breathing in through your nose. And breathing out through your mouth. Bringing all your energy, attention, and awareness back to yourself now. Focusing on your breath, breathing in through your nose. And as you breathe out through your mouth, imagine you're breathing out all the chatter, all that doesn't serve you. You may even want to see it as a color. Breathing in through your nose. And breathing out all that doesn't serve you. And feeling your body relaxing. And just breathing naturally now. Bringing your attention to your breath going in through your nose and out through your nose. Just pay attention to the breath, the air as it comes in through your nostrils, and don't follow it all the way, just leaving your attention where your nostrils are and breathing out through your nostrils. And just notice, can you feel anything, a sensation as the breath goes in and as it goes out? Placing your awareness on the little parts, the skin around your nostrils, as you feel the air going in and out. If thoughts come in, allow them to drift away and just come back to being present to the area around your nostrils, and then the sensation. What is the sensation that you're feeling as the air goes in and the air goes out? Does it feel different as the air goes in to when the air goes out? And as you're focusing on the air going in through your nose and out through your nose, just take a moment to feel your body doing a gentle scan of your body. How do your feet feel on the ground? How do your knees feel? And your hips, your sitting bones as you sit on the chair? How does your spine feel? Are you feeling straight? Have you noticed you might be slouching? How do your hands feel? Palms up. How does it feel to have your palms exposed? How do your elbows feel? And just observe. If there's any discomfort, just notice it, allow it to be. How do your shoulders feel and your neck? Remembering that you can breathe out through your mouth and let go of any tension, any discomfort. And coming back and feeling awareness of your nose as the breath goes in and out. How's the rest of your face feel? The top of your head. And can you feel the energy around you? Can you feel your auric field? breathing and relaxing. And taking a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth as you gently bring your awareness back to the now moment, back into the room. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Just spending a moment a day to come back into your body and be aware of your breath, connecting with your body, feeling what it feels like, adjusting it as you go along. All of these things are little tiny moments that will support you to be more in your magic, more in your consciousness rather than in the matrix, plugged in, right? Doing all the doing, being unconscious of where you're at and what you're doing. So just to take one moment a day, maybe come back to this meditation if that works for you. Spending a little bit of time pulling that energy down, relaxing, bringing it back into your body, bringing into consciousness. And I will see you on Wednesday night at our White Rabbit event. Follow the White Rabbit. Enjoy the rest of your day.